Slow cookers are such a lifesaver, and I'm pretty pumped to use one today to make a vegetarian version of moussaka. What is moussaka, you might ask? It is a Greek dish, sort of like a noodle-free lasagna made with a cream sauce. We'll cut up one big eggplant in about 1/2-inch slices. Then we've got potatoes. Don't even worry about peeling these, just give them a good scrub. And you'll do a big yellow onion, thinly sliced as well. And then you'll just finely chop 4 cloves of garlic. And now it's time to layer everything in the slow cooker. So you can just pull the insert out and give it a good spray with spray oil. And you'll start off by adding 1/2 of the bulgur. Bulgur stands in here for the more traditional ground meat, something like beef or lamb. Now we'll start our layering project. Layer in 1/2 of the eggplant, do 1/2 of the potatoes, and then layer in 1/2 of the onions, and then 1/2 of the garlic. And then you'll do 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we begin again. The rest of the bulgur, make sure that gets nicely distributed. Last round of eggplant, rest of the potatoes, rest of the onions. Make sure you get all the garlic. And then another 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and we have one last thing to do before this heads to the slow cooker. Our last flourish, tomato sauce. We'll add 1/3 cup tomato paste. And we're just gonna mix it with 3/4 cup water. Give it a whisk. Sort of a tomato broth, really. Then we'll just pour it evenly over. Okay, now we'll pop this in the slow cooker. And that's all you have to do for 7 to 8 hours. So the moussaka has just a little bit longer to go. Now is the perfect time to make the bechamel sauce. We'll start with 1 1/4 cups milk. And one of my favorite tricks of all time is to infuse milk with a bunch of yummy flavors. You'll add 3 bay leaves, 2 cinnamon sticks, and some nutmeg. So now we're just gonna barely bring this up to a simmer. So keep a close eye on it. You just want some tiny bubbles. All right, I've got some bubbles, turning it off. Cover it up, let it hang out for about 15 minutes to infuse. Okay, so now we're going to make the rest of the bechamel sauce. We'll start with a roux. You need 2 tablespoons of butter. While the butter melts, you can snag the cinnamon sticks and bay leaves from the milk. And now you have 2 tablespoons flour, and I'll just start to whisk this in. Okay, so we want this to cook for just a couple minutes. And now we'll whisk in the spiced milk. Nice and gently. Let's add in the last 1/2 teaspoon salt. We want to let this cook till it just starts to thicken up. Okay, this is looking good. In the last 30 minutes of cook time for the moussaka, you'll add this spiced bechamel and then sprinkle with some yummy cheese, and you'll let everything get nice and hot and bubbly. This is such a special dish and going to be one of my new favorites, and yours too. Slow cooker vegetarian moussaka.